Hello, welcome to another episode of Common Chaos Live with me, Christian Rauchwald, on this sunny Friday afternoon. I hope you all had a great week. As always in Common Chaos Live, I'll do my best to answer all the questions you have, share some short-term updates with you that I didn't cover in any of my videos, and also answer the questions and comments on my YouTube videos, so to pretty much provide more answers and more information. Now, that said, before we do that, as always, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. And yeah, that pretty much covers it. I honestly have to say it makes such a huge difference if we have a sunny day and there is like a little bit of sunshine at least, or if like the last couple of days it's just cloudy and gloomy. I'm so much more motivated and productive on sunny days. I guess you all feel the same. Hi Gabby, thanks for joining. Great to have you here. Gabby is helping out, moderating, and also sharing some links along the way and so on. And yeah, I'm gonna have to push the magic button here. So we'll get to see my screen. Yeah, there are a few things I want to share today. First of all, as you may or may not have noticed, regarding Pi Network yesterday, or actually, as you can see, 15 hours ago was that post, we finally reached 10 million migrated pioneers, which means 10 million users that got that passed KYC and also got Pi coins migrated into their wallet on the Pi Network blockchain. This is outside of the requirement for, in quotes, favorable market conditions, the last requirement for the open mainnet. So it stands to reason that in the very, very near future, we'll get an update. Maybe there has already been one and I just have had no time to notice it. Let's check. Blog. Nope, no update yet, but we should very, very soon get an official announcement by the Pi core team about the launch date for the open mainnet. If I would have to guess, I would say they will pick the 14th of March because that would be Pi Day, and it's only a month away, 5 weeks, so that doesn't make a lot of difference in waiting, but it would make the launch of the open mainnet on a symbolic relevant date. Yeah. With that shared, can we move that here and move on? Next thing to share, was it this? No, we already talked about in the past, but there is a post about, or in the Pi Network subreddit on reddit.com that you can, by the way, I'm going to share the link. So Pi Network subreddit. Yeah, so that's a community on reddit.com about Pi Network. It's not an official community. Yeah, so you can see it's community run. So people from the Pi Network community are operating that whole subreddit. But there's a post about the recent venture capital investment that just points out, so Designer Fund, one of the entities or venture capital firms investing in Pi Network, is worth 80 billion. 137, which is another venture capital firm, is worth 5 billion. And ULO, which is the third venture capital firm, is worth 400 million. Yeah, the number of 15 billion is completely random. There is no evidence to that or proof. So it was mentioned in some articles, but there is no solid proof that Pi Network actually received 15 billion. There is, however, evidence and proof that those three venture capital firms invested into Pi Network. That does not mean that they bought Pi coins. That means they bought a share of the company that is behind Pi Network. So obviously, Nicolas, yeah, so the core team founder is not running Pi Network in his personal name, but obviously they created a corporation which is called Social Chain, and that corporation is what runs Pi Network, and the venture capital firms mentioned here bought themselves a share of that corporation. We don't know how much money they paid for it. We don't know the exact conditions, but it's in general a good sign because it means that at least those three venture capitalist firms believe there is a profit to be made and that the project and the company have a future. Yeah, so covered that. We already talked about it more in the past, so I'm not going to go into it right now further. Additionally, it's always nice. So when we are having live streams and we talk about use cases for Pi Network or how you can spend your Pi, I usually mention trade your Pi. Yeah, and I mention that because it's one of the services which is run by the people that also, which one, Games4 or Games4, one of the two. This one here, yeah. So it's run by the people that I already made a transaction with in the past that have a couple hundred positive reviews. So I mentioned that service because I know it's legit, yeah. Which is important. Now you might not like the exchange rate that Trade Your Pi is using of around 25-26 cents if we, for example, look at this PlayStation bundle here. But the fact still is they are one of the vendors, so not just a single person selling one item, but literal vendors that sell hundreds of goods in exchange for Pi. And yeah, apparently the market in some other areas is obviously different. This person here on the subreddit claims, yeah, I mean, we don't know for sure, but he claims that he paid basically 0.00011 Pi plus the fee of 0.01 Pi for the plane ticket here. So he probably paid somebody in Pi and somebody else bought the plane ticket then for him, yeah. If that's true, as he points out here, the transaction would be using a value of $3,305. Not sure if that holds, no, it probably holds up, yeah. So does that mean we can expect higher valuation? Maybe, yeah. We already talked about last week a lot, I think Thursday and Wednesday, about the valuation that I personally, I mean, I don't share my specific expectation because I don't have none, but we talked about the specific numbers behind and what I think would happen at a value like this, yeah, or at a value of $100 or so on, yeah. I just wanted to share it. So while probably there will be people, yeah, like here, God, please help this poor soul, or people that don't believe it, it's pretty dumb and so on, blah, 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 of all the things of that never happened, this never happened the most, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm sure, I know that even in 2019, there was the Pi Lifestyle community where I made a transaction. I bought studio equipment that's actually there in front of the desk, so I cannot reach it right now, for $50 in a way that I send the guy half a Pi, or actually back then I just agreed that I will send it to him later when I have Pi, and he bought the goods for me and paid $50 for them. Yeah, so back then it was an exchange rate of $100 per Pi that was used, and so it works like this. Obviously, there is no airline that accepts Pi Network or PiCoin directly, but if you agree with somebody else and they say, okay, I will book the ticket for you and I'll pay it with my credit card and you give me that amount in Pi, then it's still a transaction paid with Pi, just indirectly. Obviously, we can neither prove nor disprove if this is legit or not, so if the transaction is true or not, but I personally have no reason to doubt it because it's how it's been working already before there was a mainnet, when there were only a handful of users. Yeah. Hi, Idris J. Again, I'm gonna struggle with pronouncing that. Yeah, I wasn't the first one, but I probably was the first one that showed a video about how it works back then. The Pi Lifestyle community, it doesn't exist anymore because there's no need for it with the mainnet and people can send in coins directly. But they actually had, if I recall it correctly, more than 2,000 transactions that happened this way. So where two people just agreed, okay, whatever, I build your website and you promise in quotes that you, or actually I built your website and one of the 4 or 5 users that had the in-app permission that was available in the beginning for a handful of users already pays me with Pi, and you promise to pay that person back once you have your Pi. Yeah? Obviously, it was a little bit of a flawed system because it relied a lot on trust, and I'm not sure if everyone paid their debt, yeah. But yeah, there were more than 1,000 transactions for sure in the Pi Lifestyle community alone back then. It's just nice to see that people are sharing what they're doing. Sure, some of those posts might be fake, yeah, but I know for a fact that since 2019, transactions are happening with Pi, and obviously nowadays many of them are in a more legit way in quotes because you have vendors like Games for Pi on Reddit selling mostly games, and Games for Pi that also, as said, operates the Trade Your Pi website, selling pretty much anything from, as you can see, vacuum cleaners to games to phones to like sneakers. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to share. I know it already took 10 minutes of today's stream, but I think it's positive news. Yep, exactly. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, or I'll send Gabriella after you to hit the shit out of you. So you really do me a favor if you like the video. Actually, that's the biggest thing. Smash that like button. That really makes a lot of difference. And obviously, if you want to ask your own questions or interact in the chat, you have to subscribe, because that's a requirement to be able to chat. You have to be a subscriber for at least 24 hours. So if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit like, and then starting with the next episode on Monday, you will then be able to ask your own questions. With that, we can actually move on to the comments that we have on YouTube. And the first one here used to be a relative simple one. The answer was no, pay attention. And you know what? Can I sell some of my pie? That's probably how it translates. And the answer used to be, I said, very simple. It's not that simple anymore, because now we reach the requirements for the open mainnet, which means, as said, within the next couple of weeks, we should actually have the open mainnet. And with that, you would be allowed to sell, because then if you can find somebody that buys from you and doesn't scam you, the rules of the closed mainnet don't apply anymore. Right now, however, you're still not allowed to sell, because again, during the enclosed mainnet of Pi Network, you are not allowed to exchange or trade Pi for other cryptocurrencies or fiat. You can, however, use your Pi to, again, buy something at any vendor. Again, I'm just using Trade Your Pi because I had a transaction with them. I know they are legit. I know they have hundreds of reviews. But you could, for example, get yourself, I don't know, this game here with your Pi coins, and then you can just sell that game on eBay. And with that, you would have indirectly sold your Pi, which right now would still be within the rules of the enclosed mainnet. Once we have the open mainnet, you will be allowed to just sell it to anyone if you agree with a person on the price. And again, as a reminder, once the open mainnet launches, it just means the restrictions are lifted, and outside parties will also be able to build integrations with the Pi blockchain, which means it does not mean that if the open mainnet launches today in an hour, that instantly you will be able to deposit it on an exchange and sell, because for that, an exchange first will have to also build the integration. So that can either happen because the core team actively reaches out to the exchange, or it can happen because the exchange wants to list Pi. Outside of that, there could also be a decentralized exchange, so something like Uniswap for Ethereum and PancakeSwap for the Binance Smart Chain. So where you don't deposit on an exchange, but where you would just select, okay, I have Pi, for example, and I want to exchange it into whatever, this token, and then it just works with a wallet integration. But for that, there has to be a decentralized exchange that either adds support for the Pi blockchain, or that is specifically built to work on the Pi blockchain. So just keep that in mind. Do we know when our bonus Pi from our raffles will change from unverified to transferable? No. I assume it's possible that the team makes that calculation now as well. I'm saying it's possible, but I actually believe they will wait until a bigger number of users, or a bigger percentage of users past KYZ, because this is going to be a very, very complex calculation, because you have to think, basically, you have to look back at every single mining session if you do it correctly. I mean, there's the easy way. You just check, okay, you have 100 referrals, 25 past KYC, so we'll just turn 25% into verified balance. That would be the easy way, but it would not be the accurate way. Because if you had a referral 4 years ago, and every mining session you got a small bonus from that referral until now, but that referral never passed KYZ or completed it or whatever, but they were active for some reason, so they kept pushing the button, but they somehow never bothered with KYZ, well then the entire portion you earned from him over 4 years would stay unverified until that person passes KYZ. And there we also have to consider the grace period, so and so on. Yeah. So it's a very complex calculation if it's done completely properly. But however, the team could also say, okay, we decided to simplify the calculation. If 25% of your referrals passed KYZ, you'll get 25% of those bonuses. If 70% passed, you get 70%. But either way, I expect that will happen a little bit later on as well. Yeah. Moving on from here, I didn't share my passphrase with anyone, still lost pi without even knowing. What should I do? Yeah. We have this pretty much every stream, unfortunately, but if somebody else cleaned out your wallet, it is because they know your passphrase. There is no way around that. Yeah. You might not remember it. You might even, as we covered yesterday, there are like 2 or 3 apps that got identified on the Apple App Store. I'm sure there are way more on the Android or on the Google Play Store that once you granted them permission to use your photo library, scanned all your pictures to see if you have screenshots of passphrases so that they can then clean out your wallets. Yeah. So even if you don't recall doing it, the only way to access your wallet is by knowing your passphrase. And again, as a reminder, if you have a word list of 2048 words and your wallet requires 24 words off that list, just 2 words, so just picking or just guessing the first 2 words right, would have more than 4 million possible combinations. Yeah. So guessing all 24 words right is next to impossible, because the number of possible combinations is bigger than the number of atoms in the known universe. There are less atoms in the entire known universe than there are possible word combinations for passphrases. Yeah. So the only way for somebody to clean out their wallet is because they know your passphrase. What should you do? Literally what is shared in this video. It explains it step by step. You need to create a new wallet, and then you need to update 2 points in your mainnet checklist with that new wallet so that coins from future migrations go to your new wallet. Outside of that, you can submit a ticket to Pi Network, explain the address that scammed you, so where the coins got transferred, what you did or what you at least remember doing or what you don't remember. And then maybe the core team will at some point do something and block all those wallets or reverse their transactions or something like that, but maybe not, who knows. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's possible for them. So, but yeah, like the most important thing, create a new wallet, update your mainnet checklist. Yeah. Any updates on TimeStope? God, no. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think we stopped following TimeStope 1.5 years ago, and it was not for lack of trying, but the team behind TimeStope went such a weird path, which was still okay because many projects somehow at some point make some decisions that are hard to understand or so. But every update, I'm not sure if we can find one, TimeStope update. Website still online. Okay, that's something. Yeah. Announcement. Yeah. That's a short announcement. Oh, they're actually short. Okay. But every one of the big updates of TimeStope was written in such poor English, unfortunately, and talking about so many things that are not connected, that at some point I just gave up trying to understand it. Yeah. So I honestly don't know if the app's still working. I might have still, I'm checking if I have it still installed. No. Oh, it was called differently in, wasn't the iOS app called differently at some point? City Walk or... Yes, City Walk. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to share my phone screen and we'll see what happens when we open the City Walk app. So, God, yeah, so nothing. So we get to see the loading screen. Okay, so same, yeah, you can see the same. Yeah, so I would probably call the project dead at this point, but I really am not sure what happened there. Yeah, so yeah, there are no updates. Yeah, TimeStope search never happened. So yeah, somewhere they lost track. I don't know, ran out of money, or I don't know what they did. Yeah. Yeah, Akashi says, yeah, TimeStope dead. Yeah. How's the unpacking going? Well, I mean, you can see it, I guess. Yeah. So slow progress. Actually, for this weekend, the agenda would be to get the background cleaned up here and for the recording corner. Overall, the apartment is already quite nice, although now today it's a little bit chaos because we have a painter that has to paint the ceiling and fix some other things, and the electrician was here earlier for some stuff. But yeah, anyway, so time stop, unfortunately, dead. Yeah. So, or looks dead. So yeah. Moving on, scammed about 125 pi from my account. Can I create a new passphrase? What do I do? I'm honestly, I mean, I don't mind the comments. I appreciate, thank you for watching my video and thank you for taking the time to leave a comment. And I understand that in some cases, people might not speak English fluently or my English is not that clear or whatever, so that watching my video is hard to do. But it sometimes feels a little bit weird. It's like I make a video how to change a light bulb and the comment is, how can I change a light bulb? Yeah. So it sometimes confuses me. So I'm sorry if it's because maybe you don't understand my English that well in the videos or so, yeah. But I hope you understand that for me, it seems weird when I have a video that explains what to do, then to ask exactly that question in the comments, yeah. But again, like we just said 2 seconds ago, or 2 minutes ago, create a new create a new wallet, use that new passphrase to update your mainnet checklist, and with that you will have a new wallet. And once the next migration hits that wallet, it will go into the new wallet because you update the migration checklist, and you then with that update activate the wallet and you can actively use it. Yeah. Akashi says different topics. Star Network gave an update, but Irina says she'll believe it if she sees it. Guess she's still bitter about not getting about not getting Libra. Yeah, you're the only one that got Libra like every second day more or less. Yeah. No, not you. I mean Akashi. Yeah. Let's actually take a look at Star Network as well. So there we go. I'm still pushing the button there, but I don't expect much because there's still a Libra button. But from what I recall, they already discontinued that feature. So the Libra logic. What's the update? So did I miss something here? Exchange listing. Oh my God, yeah. But you anyway can only use your verified balance, which is like nothing, yeah. Because realized balance. So my technical balance is 1.5 million. My realized balance is 12,000. Like, I mean, and there's no way. Oh, my staking expired. Really? Do I have an active stake? I staked for 30 days. Okay. Yeah. So I really don't. Yeah, like follow. So it seems weird to me because from what I recall, they suddenly introduced some difference between the Android and the iOS app, which is always challenging. And then you can still press for Libra. I might miss like 20 days and a whole year of pressing that button in those apps because I use daily reminders to not forget. Yeah. But I've not gotten a single Libra. The only one I got was, I think, from Akashi at some point or from some other community member. And it seems kind of weird if you need Libra to pass KYC and to verify balance, that like in what, 2 years, 3 years, you don't get any. So yeah. So I'm also in the category, I believe it when I see it, but yeah, there is an update. Exciting things on the horizon for Star Network. A major plan is in the works. So it's in the works. It's not done yet. Yeah. And we're gearing up for potential exchange listings. So it's like, it reminds me a little bit of Donald Trump, who has a concept of a plan. Yeah. So we are working on a plan for a potential listing. Yeah. Not guaranteed. That's not all. We're also bringing next level Web3 features to enhance your experience. And AI chain integration. Oh my God. Even when I hear AI, oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is about to get even bigger. Okay, I'll keep pressing the button. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I don't expect. Yeah, I expect it I believe it when I see it, like Irina says. Yeah. So, yeah. So same question, or actually from the same guy. New passphrase. I'm still in this project as well. Then the project behind that door is Alpha Network. Oh, we actually covered that yesterday. I think we successfully actually caught up with where we were yesterday. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of chaos with the comments. So we are setting up some workflows and whatnot. I obviously, unfortunately, don't have the time to answer them in the stream, and then on top of that type the answer, because it slows down the stream a lot. And I also don't want to make the time to then go back and answer everything separately. That's why we have Gabriella here. Please applaud Gabriella. So we'll see how that works out, that basically after the stream she can just link to the right moment in the stream, so people that leave the comments also get answers to their questions. But we still need, as I said, like a couple days, maybe a week or two, to have all the kinks worked out, to have a smooth workflow. Anyway, yes, like Gabriella just says, we also have an amazing Discord community. Akashi is also there, but outside of that, it's amazing and awesome. Where the discussion continues, even after the stream ends, So feel free, jump on the Discord server. I'm there active daily. Irina is there active daily. Gabby is there active daily. And obviously people like Akashi and other communities members are there. We often, or not we, but the community often discusses projects there that I don't even get to cover on YouTube. So it's really the place to be to get updates and answers even faster. And with that, we're gonna call it quits for today. Thank you everyone very much for stopping by. I hope you were able to get some answers from today's stream. Don't forget, you can obviously also share the link to the stream with your friends that are also in the project that we covered today, or in the projects that we covered today. English is a complicated language sometimes. And enjoy the rest of your Friday, and then see you all on Monday with another episode of Common Chaos Live. Till then, guys, bye-bye.